Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. You may have noticed there was no vlog last week, and I'm actually here to address my absence and talk about the channel moving forward for the rest of the year. Since this channel's inception in June, I've strived to release videos every week, sometimes multiple videos a week. I felt it was important as a new content creator to be putting out content consistently in order to build an audience. Something I underestimated was not only how slow the process would be, but also how time-consuming the process would be. It's gotten easier as I've updated my graphics, but between playing and creating graphics and writing and recording a voiceover and editing everything together, it takes about 40 to 45 minutes to produce 1 minute of footage that you see on the vlog. So, the roughly 427 minutes of footage I've produced for this channel, or 7 hours of video, has actually taken 19,215 minutes to create, or roughly 360 hours to produce. That's really not that big of a deal. Except, if you remember back in episode 1, I told you that I teach at 2 colleges. On top of that, I am a married man and I have a child who's involved in a competition team that travels a lot, so I don't have a ton of free time. My wife and I are also trying to buy a house, and I don't know if you've paid any attention to the real estate market here in Central Florida, but it's absolutely bananas. Houses are selling within days of being listed, a lot of times over asking price and to many cash buyers, so it's an ultra competitive market. I thought I had found a good balance between my personal life, my professional life, and this vlog. However, I'm kind of realizing this vlog has taken over all aspects of my life. I feel like I've been phoning it in a lot with my students, and that's really not fair to them. I've always had an incredible work ethic. I've been working since age 14. You could do that back in the 90s. In terms of being a content creator, I've taken that strong work ethic and desire to always improve my craft and applied it 110% to this channel. However, it's impossible to give 110% to this channel, and 110% to my marriage, and 110% to being a father, and 110% to my professional life. I'm no math teacher or anything, but those numbers don't add up. Truth is, this channel is about the only thing getting 100% of my attention, and that's not fair to a lot of different people. It doesn't help that October was a brutal month. I don't really know what happened. I went to a bachelor party the first weekend of October out at the Hard Rock over in Tampa, and ever since then, I just can't seem to win. I'm not really playing all that bad, or even running that bad per se, as much as I feel like I'm just card dead. Can you really be card dead for an entire month? It sure does feel like it. Many of the sessions I played would go as follows. I'd play for 2, 2.5, 3 hours and do a ton of folding. Towards the end of it, I would become frustrated or impatient or whatever, and I'd end up looking to try to make things happen in certain spots, and it never really worked out for me. On the off chance that I had a premium hand, I just couldn't seem to get any value. Outside of that first weekend, I didn't suffer any giant losses, but I also didn't really have any winning sessions either. Call it a funk, call it a jinx, call it what you will, it's really starting to take a toll on the mental aspect of my game. I took some stabs at 2-5, and I actually held my own at that game. I'm just not bankrolled for it. I'm just frustrated at the 1-2 game and really not playing all that well. I've actually transitioned to playing some online poker on Poker Bros in Doug McCusker's group. I'll post all the info down in the description below, and I'll give you a clickable link right here. I did this because I wanted to step down in stakes and work through this funk that I'm going through without having to lose a ton of money. So, after all of that, where does that leave me with this channel? With everything that I've mentioned and the end of the semester coming up, I've decided to go ahead and take a step back from this channel and focus a little bit more on my personal life and my professional life and my ambition to buy a house. However, I still have 4 episodes that are produced and ready to be released. In episode 24, we played for the largest pot of our poker career, and in episode 27, we're going to play for an even larger one. In episode 28, I finally take a stab at 2-5, and I think the session went pretty well. In episode 29, I've still got the fever for 2-5, so I give it another go. And in episode 30, I'm back at 1-2 where I belong, but that's where things started to fall apart for me. I actually played a session at the end of the month, which was going to be episode 31, but as I was putting it together, I realized it was just awful. Mainly for the fact that there weren't really any premium hands for me to showcase, so I just ended up scrapping the episode altogether. However, at that session, I saw Anthony, who's a regular at Orange City and a guy that's been featured on this channel a couple times, and he told me he and his daughter have been enjoying the channel together, and she's actually learning how to play poker. So I want to send a very special hello to Makana. Makana, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm glad you're enjoying the channel, and I'm glad you and your dad get the chance to bond over this game. If you're a regular at Orange City, you'll still see me, just not as much. I think I'm going to shift to releasing videos every other week since I'm not going to be creating much content for the rest of the year. Hopefully, as 2022 starts, I'll find a little bit better balance between all these aspects of my life and I can go back to putting out weekly videos. If you're enjoying these videos, please make sure you like and subscribe. It lets me know people are still watching and people are still enjoying, and we'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more poker content. And you can follow me on Instagram at 7cardflushpoker.